war weapon. There are Egyptian American Muslim women, terrorists talking in my head with a mind control, mind reading, telepathy war weapon. How is it that they can't take control of my mind completely, although they cause me strokes and they blur my vision and they do all kinds of rewire my brain so that I drive around in circles like I have Alzheimer's. um, but nonetheless, whatever it is that stopped these psychos from being able to take full control of my mind, I have to think I have to be thankful for, because oh my God, they're talking in my head with a mind control, mind reading, telepathy war weapon that they said they needed to investigate me with. Me, a war weapon. Me. And I can't even get my voice to sound like I'm scary. I don't even sound scary. Like I don't even sound like there's nothing to investigate here. I sound like a fucking mouse. Fuck you are. How the fuck did they get away with saying that shit? Yeah, is it the oh, no, let's see. This is where innocent people's minds go, okay? And then that bitch. And this is innocent, like, if they had really botched my body, I'm like, this is really where my mind would go. I would laugh it off. Like, okay, I feel fucked up. This is me. This is where I go with it. It's not like, I'm gonna kill the surgeon. Like, how would I get these pants above this fucking Thank you. I appreciate your compliment, but it's not a compliment while you're talking in my fucking head, so why don't you get the fuck out? No, that's better than that. A return south. Oh, God. I need. There are Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists attacking me. day and night. It's obvious. It is so obvious they're serial killers. It is so obvious they're murderers. It's so obvious they're murdering me and trying to find a way to get away with it. It is so obvious they want me to stop explaining that they're talking in my head and they're murdering me and they want to murder my daughter. They're talking in my head and they want to murder me and my daughter. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking inside of my head with a war weapon. Dude, this has been going on for way, way too long. Please, please protect us. I want these bitches out of my life. Please, ideally, it would be great if you guys took them. The U.S. government would take these terrorists. Okay, they're Middle Eastern. They're Egyptian American Muslims. They're all parts of the Middle East. The people that are targeted individuals are being attacked by Middle Eastern terrorists. Okay, the same terrorists that are responsible for 9/11. They're screaming in my head right now with a war weapon. There are records it's just a long story. They're screaming in my head. They are screaming in my head. Please, please, ideal would be that they get called into court while they're investigating me so I can sit here and be tested on to show whether or not I had schizophrenia, to listen to the records, to hear them talking in my head before and after and during, and like just so you guys know what's going on. Ideally, this would be the best time. They're Egyptian American Muslim women terrorists. They're talking in my head. If they get called into court and I go to court and they were to use this weapon to see if I hear voices in my head, it would be completely different than what I'm hearing today. Okay, facts. And then on top of the fact, the terrorists talking in my head want to make themselves sound like their voice is coming from outside while talking in my head. They want to make it sound like the voices I'm hearing is like cars driving by, like traffic driving by. So they keep saying, fuck you, bitch, and like as if they're driving by. This is crazy, dude. I'm making it clear. They said they needed to investigate me with this weapon that they're using to talk in my head. This is what I'm doing. I'm doing my hair. And then I'm going to go to Walmart. And then I'm going to do stupid normal shit. Like buy washing powder or washing detergent. And then I'm going to go pick up my daughter and do even more stupid normal shit. And hang out with my daughter. And do her laundry. And help her fold her clothes. And organize her room. Okay, that is the normal shit that I'm on. And all I want to do is live stream to make it clear that the terrorists talking in my head have nothing, absolutely nothing to investigate. They're screaming in my head, and their line of defense, or it's not a defense because they're clearly on the offense. They're murderers. They're screaming in my head, and the way they get their victims to respond back the way they want them to, so that it looks like they're investigating them, is to hurt them, like scar them deeply by making their hair fall out, like they've done me. 98% of my hair fell out. They burned my scalp and made my hair fall out. And then they said, are there terrorists talking in my head? Yes, there are terrorists talking in my head. And they made my hair fall out. And they say, and they'll sit there and say, haha, bitch, haha, your hair looks thin. Haha, your face, it doesn't flatter your face anymore. Haha, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not as confident as you used to be. Haha, bitch, we make your face swell and you look like a fat blimp. Like all day, like a fat blimp. Ha 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 ha. We stretch the skin of your face. We're doing this to you. We're doing it all day long. All literally every second of the day. because they don't want you crying, because your first initial response is to cry, because they don't want you to take pictures with your family. They don't want you happy around your family. They don't want you doing anything with your family or your friends. They don't want you going to church. They don't want you going to the gym. The terrorists don't want you, they don't want to see you happy in any way, shape, or form. They want you laid up under some losers, okay, catching AIDS and poking yourself with needles and doing drugs and hanging out in the streets. That's what the terrorists talking in my head want, because they want to make it look like they have something to investigate. Of course, I don't do any of that shit. So all day long, it's like just screaming, 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 screaming in my head. Like, okay, yeah, oh, you want to go hang out with your daughter? How about we make it the most miserable time you've ever had? Oh, you want to go hang out with your mom? Let's make it. And so I just keep doing it. And I do what I do, because innately, I do this stuff. Like, I'm not trying to prove a point to the terrorists. This is innate for me. I do not actually entertain this shit that these terrorists are on. Okay? And so I don't understand why, like, it's just, this is nonstop. It's nonstop. And then like I said, so since they can't get me, it's like, since they can't get me to do those things and manipulate me, like, oh, ha, you're super ugly. So I could sit there and say, no, I could get whatever guy I want. I can sleep with whoever I want until I catch AIDS. They wanted me to sound that stupid until I caught AIDS. Like, it took me maybe 2 or 3 dates, and after that I was done. I was like, this is fuck dating. And mind you, it had nothing to do with these terrorists. Although one night I remember when they were talking in my head and they kept calling me ugly, and they just kept calling me ugly, and I was like, this is like, I was like, why are they so obsessed with my looks? And then I realized, you know what it is? These psychopaths are raping me. And they want me to prove they want me to prove to them that I feel confident by going around and looking for men. And that was the end of it. I was like, I'm done dating completely. That was that. At first I did, and then mind you, I still didn't realize the seriousness of the situation at the time. Like, now I'm in a much, I wouldn't even say I fully understand. I'm still somewhat out of it, but mind you, they're playing with my head. But the seriousness of the situation, I've grasped. They're playing with my head. I have a much better grasp on the seriousness of the situation than I ever did before. Like, ever. And there's no way in fucking hell these terrorists talking in my head are going to get me to stop saying I hear them in my head, or seeking medical attention, or telling people that I hear them in my head. They're not going to get me to stop doing diddly squat. Okay? And all I want to do is make it clear that I have nothing to hide. My life is an open book. Honest to God, people complain about privacy, like, and I'm here screaming the complete opposite. Like, please, government, hack into my entire fucking life, know everything about me, and get these terrorists the fuck out of my fucking head. Because there is absolutely nothing here to hide. Nothing. Like, what do I need privacies for when I'm literally an open book, period? If somebody wanted to, I literally will leave my door open for people to come in to see that I'm not doing anything, except that other people are clearly robbers. But I'm saying that's how open my life is. I really have no issues other than these terrorists screaming in my head. I'm not doing well. The terrorists keep screaming in my head still. Although I did get my nails done, and I did go get my hair done, and I am going to go do a couple other pampering things to myself, and after that I am going to clean up and fold laundry, and I intend to get back to work officially next week. It's been a long 2 weeks. My son just moved to San Luis Obispo because he just started college at Cal Poly SLO. My daughter started her junior year of high school, and we've been trying to figure out her schedule officially with the school. And now we finally kind of have things together. My AC is broken, and it's 102 degrees weather. Okay, 102 degrees. And the terrorists, on top of the fact, are making me swell and making me sweat. And just, they're psycho. These are psychopaths. I want them sentenced to death. So I just got my hair done and they were like, let's make her sweat so that her roots don't, so her roots get fucked up. That's how pathetic the women are talking in my head. That's how pathetic they are. But yet these bitches launder money and go get their hair done. Dude, once this gets out that these terrorist women have been doing what they've been doing, dude, oh my God. The entire world is gonna flip its fucking lid. This is not a fucking game. We are talking about a mind control, mind reading war weapon, dude. And it's, people aren't like, if you really start searching, there are high administrative level, like whatever you want to call them, in high levels saying we can hack into heads now, people. Just nobody wants to do their fucking research. Everybody's so fucking goddamn lazy. Anyways, the government wants these terrorists talking in my head, so I'm going to make it clear I hear them in my head. They know they're using this weapon. They know they're using it. They want to know if there's anything to investigate with me. And oh, and like I was saying, so the terrorists, when they start to hurt you, like they'll say like, haha, your hair fell out, stupid piece of shit. Haha, your hair is thinning. Haha, it doesn't flatter your face. You're not, and they keep digging and digging and digging. So your first line of defense is to cry, because when you cry, people sympathize for you. And when they sympathize for you, you start to feel connected. And when you feel connected, you don't feel threatened anymore. But these terrorists are really, they're psychopath serial killers. Okay, and they're talking in my head, and they're after, it's a long story about records and God knows what, and I don't want to sit here and explain what I had to learn in 8 years, okay, in the course of how, and it's gonna bore most of you to death. Okay, so the terrorists talking in my head are after records. That's all there is to it. They're screaming in my head, and they want to make me sound angry. And that's all there is to it. And all day long, it's like, fuck you, you're a bitch, you're this, you're that, you're fat, you're ugly, you're botched, your body's botched, we botched your body, we botched your hair, we made your hair fall out, your daughter's not doing well in school, haha, you have no money, haha, we sabotaged your deals, haha, you sound like you're retarded, you don't sound educated, you sound stupid, nobody knows about this weapon, you sound like, all day, literally every second of the fucking day, dude. I don't give a shit what you want. I have no feelings for you whatsoever. I don't care. You could say it till you're blue in the face. She keeps saying, I want Renee to die. She's saying it in my head. If you heard her, if anybody, you would have heard her. If she was outside, you would have heard her. I would have captured her. Look how close I am to my phone. These are legit psychopaths. And it's tiring to hear them. And it's tiring, like, what's more tiring than this, like, there's nothing, honestly. Because this is like the least challenging thing on the planet. It's just they're so fucking challenged. Like, I'm like innocently sentencing them to death. I'm just going about my business, making it clear there's nothing to investigate. Okay, they're making me sweat. I have to go buy detergent and hand soap. Dude, oh my freaking God. I love you, Mika. You see my cat? She's my baby. I love you. I love you, mommy. I love you. I've sold a few. I have more people buy houses than I help them sell. My skirt came. Yay. I actually want to sit at home, but it is so damn hot. And on top of the fact, they burned out my AC, the stupid terrorist bitches. Dude. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain. Which you're in pain. I'm crying. Okay, I want to drive and listen to music. Just want to make it clear there's nothing going on in my house. No kidding.